everyone, my name is Zuzana and welcome to my Piano Promise channel dedicated to help you to learn how to play the piano. This course, Piano for Beginners, is just for you. In your second lesson, I'm going to cover topics such as exploring different sounds, so that's called dynamics, and we are going to play some exercises together and explore the sounds together. Then we will talk about the rhythm and the length of the notes. Then we will talk about time and time signature, very important. And we will talk about tempo, which means the speed of the pieces. And then also we are going to use some exercises just to get you into playing the piano straight away. So let's get comfortable, always very important. And we will start. Here with me is also Paul, who is helping me with the camera, because sometimes I talk, sometimes I play, and so you can actually see my hands. And occasionally you are going to hear the background noise because I'm in a very nice studio, but I'm in a busy location close to Bondi Beach. So sometimes you can hear some noise from outside. But anyway, I hope that you will enjoy this session. Let's start, as I said, and get ready. So before we go to the new subjects, I would like to just to do a revision on the first lesson. So we talked about how we sit. So important that we sit in on a straight position. We have around this distance between the piano and us. So knuckles here, so close to piano lead, then straight. And when you put your hands on the keys, we talk about, so you need to create a nice shape. So you curved fingers, very important, okay? Wrist not too high, not too low, okay? Then we talked about the black keys. We talked about the group of 2 black keys and 3 black keys and 2 and 3. And it's very important because we talked that finding this very important note in music, piano playing, middle C, we need to know the 2 black keys, and on the left side is C. And because we are in the middle of the piano, that's called middle C. And from there we talked about 7 musical alphabets. We talked about A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But when we play the piano, we start from middle C. So we talked about these keys as learning them, and I ask you to learn them as a C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then we play again C. Okay, so we explored we counted how many C's you have on your piano, because we wanted to learn very quickly to recognize C. And then I gave you the exercise. So I thought this is the second exercise, or the same exercise I'm going to give you today relates to this exercise you have done in your first lesson. So we are going to actually play with using our 5 fingers. We talk about this is finger number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so I'm going to talk about before I talk about these dynamics and change of the volume of the sound, I'm going just to revise on the exercise we have done. So we placed our first finger on middle C, and we played C, we played D, we played E, we played F, G, F, E, D, and C. Okay, and then we did the same with left hand. So we start in lower using lower C. By the way, that's called octave. So it's distance between these notes, because if we count how many steps we have to make from one to another one, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's called octave. So I'm starting with the 5th finger on C, playing C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, and C. Okay, that's what we're supposed to do. And then I said try to play with both hands as well. C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, and C. Okay, so I hope that you did your practice and you're feeling more comfortable with your hands. And as I said, if it takes you time, don't worry, it's very normal. It's not natural for everyone just to create a very nice, clean and smooth sound. Now, I'm going to talk about this very important thing, which is about the dynamics. Yeah, and dynamics is part of the expression. So as we know, we are creating the sound, and the sound is different. So sometimes we need to create a gentle sound, and sometimes stronger sound, and sometimes it's something in the middle. And we use for these terms, and they are Italian terms, so there is also a chance for you to not just to learn the piano, but also a little bit of Italian language. So when I'm going to play once more with both hands the same exercise, and I'm just going to play, and it's something what we call a mezzo forte. I use sometimes, and I also recommend for you to get it for yourself, flashcards. And they have all these cards which are very useful and helpful. Gives you the names. For example, this is it's mezzo forte, so playing in medium level, calling moderately loud. So you can see it says MF and mezzo forte, so what's the name? And moderately loud. So I'm going to play medium loud, okay? So it's MF. So let's do it once more. So it's probably, I'm in the middle, so not too loud and not too soft, okay? So that's called mezzo forte. Now, I'm going to use F. F is forte, which means loud. So I'm going to create a bit stronger sound. So how I do it, I press the key stronger, so the action is stronger. So that's loud. Also depends on your piano, so it's around that, but it could be slightly different. And now I'm going to play something, the same exercise in P. So P means play softly, okay? And it stands for piano. It's like the piano instrument. So I'm going to play this. So I'm going to create gentle sound. That's soft. So this is what I would like you to do, because you already practiced this exercise. I want you to do the same thing, okay? So get comfortable, put your hand nicely on the keys, shaped, curved shaped, playing with the tip of our finger, and create. So try with stronger sound, mezzo forte, play medium loud. I'm a little bit speeding up, so it's a bit more interesting for you. Then do forte, play loudly. Softly. Okay, great. So just explore, enjoy it, because this is fun. This is where you start to really create the music and the sound. Yeah. Okay. And sometimes we have other terms for and different dynamics, different levels, and different volumes. So I just have it here for you, so you know. So we did F, P, and MF. And sometimes you can see in music FF, which means fortissimo, play very loud. Or then you have MP, mezzo piano, it's moderately soft. Or then you can have also very soft pianissimo. Yes, so very soft. And there are others as well, but they are the main ones. So this is about which we talk about the dynamics, okay? Very important. So this is your exercise to do and explore the sound and learning to use your fingers, being more sensitive with your fingers. And don't worry if it's not happening straight away. It doesn't necessarily need to be something you can do immediately, but just listen to the sound. I always say to my students, listen to the sound and listen to, play the note and listen. Are you playing softly? Are you playing loudly? Okay, and just try, be patient, and I'm sure that it will happen. Now, let's talk about the rhythm. So I always say two main things in music. It's a pitch. So it means, we talked about it on first lesson, we have a different pitch. So if you play the notes going higher, that's called higher pitch. If you play the notes going down, it's lower pitch. And then it means also that we talk about the notes. So we have many notes and different pitch. So this is one thing. So pitch important, and rhythm. Rhythm, very important. And I'm quite fussy about the rhythm. My students know that counting is very important. Count loudly. They have to learn it. Not always easy, but I'm forcing them. And once when they know it, they're really good at counting. And you just can see it's so important, because you just know that the person can play. So rhythm. So we have notes. So we have different length of the notes. Now, let me just find it. Okay, here. So the longest note in music, it's for 4 beats, and it's the shape. At the moment, you don't need to worry about these shapes and remembering, because it's for the next lesson when we talk about the notation. But that's for 4 beats. Now, I'm in Australia, and we talk about a note called semi-brief. In America, I think it's called the whole note. and this note you hold for 4 beats. So let's say if I have a middle C and I have it for 4 beats, so I'm going to hold middle C and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's first one. Then we have a little bit shorter note, that's for 3 beats. So the shape is the note with the dot. This is called minim with dot, 3 beats, and I hold this middle C, let's say, for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we go to shorter note. This is minim. This is the note for 2 beats. So again, if I have middle C, I say 1, 2, and then I have a crochet, so different shape again, and this note is for 1 beat. So I just say 1. Okay, so as I said, you don't need to worry about the shapes of the notes and how to recognize what's the length, but I just wanted you to know that this is what's very important in music. Okay, now time and time signature. So I'm going to use this, my little image, well, little, it's not so a little, but also it's a bit funny. I used something else in the first lesson. It's called time. This here, it just helps me to make it a bit more fun. Lessons which the first lesson could be a little bit more intense. So that's called time signature. So when we have in music time signature, so we talk about time. So what I say about is that if you think about it when you dance, okay, so I'm sure that lots of you can dance, and if you learn how to dance, for example, waltz, you know that it's always it's a 3 beats feel, so flow. So we are saying 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and imagine 1, 2, 3 will be dancing. Okay, so this is like gives you feel of what we call, for example, 3, 4 time signature. Okay, so if I'm going to show you how it looks in music, but again, it's not so important to know it now, but we always look at the first number that shows us how many beats we have in one bar or measured, but we will talk about it in some other time. Now, so that's 3, 4, and then I always say about other times, like we have 2, 4 and 4, 4 time signature. Okay, and we talk about this top number, important in music, or 2. And this is like I always say, it's like marching. So think about, you have marching and you need to, you listen to the sound and you have this feel of the beats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Or you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So slightly different. Now, I always, say to my student, like, just listen to any music and just try to listen to the beats, because in music what happens, the first beat should be emphasized, played a bit stronger. And from there you count how many counts you have after this strong beat, and it gives you the idea what would be the feel. It would be like more like march, or it would be more like a dance, yeah? So it really would feel like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or you will feel 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Anyway, so that was my clapping and explanation, but I thought it's always nice if you can hear some examples. So I'm going just to play for you. I'm going to play for you 2 tunes, and this is one is Bridal March. I think everybody knows it. That gives you the idea of the 4/4 time signature, or could be also 2/4 if you are not listening to it. So this is how you feel. It's 1, 2. So if I would be doing once more, and so I'm trying to emphasize this first beat, so you hear it. So it's dum dum, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, dum dum dum. So you feel it has this feel as a like march, yeah. And okay, now I'm going to use the different example. Strauss, Roses from the South. So that's very famous. The waltz. So you will hear that it's waltz because it's feel of 1, 2, 3 in terms of the flow. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. imagine that you will be able to dance while I'm playing that. Okay, so that gives you the idea. So I had this dum pum pum 1 2 3 da 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 da. So different feel. Okay, so this gives you the idea when we talk about different feel or time signature. But I don't want to go too much into time signature because that's once when we get to reading the notes and learning about the notation, then we are going to be more specific about. This is now about rather the feel of the music. Yeah. And now we are going to talk about something again very important. We talk about tempo. Now tempo. I'm going to find my another little funny picture. Tempo. So tempo it's an Italian word and means speed. So of course we have different speed. We have a different feel for the music. Sometimes we have a music which is slow, for example, and that's called, so you can see the picture here, largo, for example, which means very slow. And sometimes we can hear the music which is a little bit not fast, not slow. That's, for example, could be indicated as andante, which means walking speed. Then we have allegro. Allegro is a fast and lively. And then we can have vivace. Vivace means play something very fast speed. So it's just vivace, so full of life. Yeah. And then also it's not just that, but also we have on the once when you of course you progress in music, we talk about playing something using ritardando, which means that where you play something and you slow down. Usually it's in the end of the piece, or you are finishing one chapter in one theme, for example, or part in a music, or you can have accelerando, which means that speed up, so get a little bit faster. Yeah. So this is kind of gives you the idea about the. So you have of course music, and music is so it's such a variety, and it just gives you the idea why. If you see, like, if you look at the notation, if you already started looking, usually on the left side above you have the name, you have the term for how to play, what's the speed, and then you have next to it, when you get to more again advanced music, then you have also the metronome speed indicated, so it means tick 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 metronome, which is important as well. It gives you the numbers, so then you know what's the required speed. Yeah. So this is about the tempo. Okay. And now as I mentioned, I am going to show you this another exercise. I think everybody loves it because you just feel that you are really using your fingers, you are practicing, you become a little bit more flexible with your fingers. So this exercise actually is continuity of the one I showed you before. So I'm going to firstly show you with right hand. So I'm starting with middle C, using finger number 1, then it's D, second finger E, 3, F, 4, G, 5th, and then we are going down F, E, D, and C. And I'm encouraging everyone to actually say the letters and then also put and say the finger numbers. So we are going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, but of course go slower. I just go faster so you are not bored listening to me. Now, so that was from C to C. Now I say go from D. So we're actually going to explore all these keys from C, and then the stopping point would be here on C. So I'm going to demonstrate once more. C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, and C. And then you go from D, E, F, I'm slowing down, A, G, F, E, D, and E, F, G, A, B, A, G, F, E, and F, G, A, B, C, B, A, G, and F, and G, A, B, C, D, C, B, A, G, and just reminding you, think about the shape, okay? Curved fingers, E, D, C, B, A, and B, C, D, E, F, E, D, C, B, and C, D, it's from C to C, and yeah, finish on C. So it's because I feel sometimes people finish here. Okay, they stop, and I say, okay, no, that's not the end. You need to feel like it's a final, so it's a conclusion, and the conclusion comes with using this C. Okay, so once more. Alright, so we have done this with right hand. As I said, always remind everyone to play it slowly. Sorry, I have my dog here as well. I have a little toy poodle and he's trying to play with me, so sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. Anyway, so yeah, so always remind you play slowly, play patiently, listen to the sound. Each note is important, yeah? So because I always say slowly it's a sign for me that you can play, that you are relaxed, yeah? Because if you can't play slowly, it means you are not relaxed. I always kind of compare it to driving. So remember when you started driving and we just kind of like, we just go, and it's hard to follow everything, and it's the same thing, but as soon you are more relaxed, you can, you know, play slowly, you can drive slowly as well. Anyway, now we are going back to the same exercise with our left hand. So we have C, then we go to D. So slowly, see, I'm listening to each of the sounds. E, D. Sometimes also I say to my students, think about marching, you know, how we talk about marching. Think about, you know, these steps, the high steps or precise steps. So that helps you to create this very rather definite sound, okay? So now I'm on E, then I go to F, G, A, and practice the letters B, A, G, and F, and G, A, B, C, D, C, V. If you would like to, and you can sing as well, I always encourage everyone to sing, especially when you're on your own, no one around you. I think that's better. And then go to A, D, C, B, and A, and almost there B, so don't stop there because we have few notes to go, and final destination C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, and C. So do this round, and then when you feel comfortable, then start. I'm not going to go through everything, but start with saying 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As I mentioned before, you know, you notice they are play something it's well connected. So the way how I join the notes, not everybody can do it in the beginning. It's many times this sound, but it's okay. It could be as well. It's just about, you know, just doing it, and on the way it will become a little bit nicer and more comfortable and more pleasant sound. So it's not about, it doesn't need to be necessarily very pleasant in the beginning, but I promise it will get better. So when you are comfortable with this, then you are going to play with both hands. E, F, G, okay, slowly, and try to play it with the same fingers. I mean, not to say, but not to do this. Then we have D. From C to C. So remember that we go through whole octaves. So we have all these 8 notes to go. So this is, if you would like to know, this is called, when we play in this way, we call it legato. So well connected. Well connected, yes? So that's called articulation in music. It's a very important word, legato. Sometimes as you think about like a snake, if you would like to start doing it very quickly, think about like a snake, so the smooth sound, yeah? So you can then create this sound. When this is the, as I said, this is the articulation. So we have legato, and then we have something called staccato, which means play detached and short. So I'm going to play the same, detaching the notes. So I'm creating very short and detached sound. Okay. Okay, so that is 2 different ways, but don't worry, because this is what we are going to talk about, how to play in different style, legato, staccato, next time. But you just know that if I do it very smoothly and well connected, because I straight away think about the legato. Okay, so very important. So anyway, so I think that we kind of covered a lot today. We talked about the dynamics. It means the different not levels, but the different volumes, which very important in music, because this is about the expression. This is about creating beautiful, well, hopefully beautiful sound. Doesn't need to be necessarily beautiful in the beginning, but don't worry. It takes time sometimes. Then we talk about the rhythm, so pitch and the rhythm. So rhythm, how the notes important, and the length. And then I'm going to also, one of the lessons is to show you how to count loudly, very important. My students don't like doing it, or they do it, but it just takes time, and almost everybody says it's too hard. Like I said, yeah, it's hard, but it takes time. Like everything else, if you want to be good at something, it just takes time, and you just need to be disciplined. You have to do it, and just try and try, and it will happen. That happened to me as well. Then we talk about time signature. We talk about different time, like when you dance, when you march, so that gives different timing. Then tempo, speed, so it means the different speeds. And then we did this little exercise which I gave you, and just to a little bit briefly about the practicing. So I said, well, practice, already play this exercise. So I always say to my student, play just because you are in the beginning. Yeah, so firstly, leave your piano open. Leave your piano open so it's inviting. Yeah, so you don't close it, because then you are not going to use it so much, and there's always excuse or reasons why we can't do it. So one thing is to have it open, and then just every time you have like 5-10 minutes, play, and do it in short sessions, not long. Long sessions are very hard, okay, in the beginning. You don't have so much to do, not now, later on, yes. So just very short sessions. And if you feel like you start to be frustrated and losing your patience, normal, then just stop, do something else, watch TV, or I don't know, read a book, and go back to it. So very short sessions, frequent sessions are much better than long session. Yeah. So I hope that you enjoyed my second lesson, as I said, just go and practice, think about slowly, separately, slowly, hand separately and slowly. And if you like it, I will be continuing with the next lesson. So I will be posting new videos, and if you like my lesson, if you can please subscribe to my Piano Promise channel, would be great, and I look forward to learning with you.